Dudes and friends. Another episode. Got your dude Ruben back with all the friends, all the gang, Mr. Brandon and Mr. Josh.
So what's up?
What's
Had
going
to
on? What's going
had
on?
had to get everybody back on board, man. You know we did. Obviously playoffs. This is probably one of the better times of the year, right? Obviously January you have your NFL playoffs, you got your college playoffs. We were gonna talk college playoffs, me and Brandon, and then Josh got word and he wanted to sneak in here and make his case for Texas State on why they belong. But just a quick recap. Pretty wild weekend of college football playoffs. Had some really good games. Had some definitely some upsets for sure. Okay, right off the bat, I want to talk about that the teams that have had a bye in the last two playoffs, this playoff and last playoff last year, teams with the bye are 1-7,
Yep.
which is crazy because typically that's the higher seed. Maybe not so much last year because you had the two teams, Boise State and Arizona State, but still 1-7 with the bye, including Georgia's two of those losses. Is do you think like going into next season, is it going to be as important to get a bye, or is it worth it to try to fight for that bye if that is something to fight for, or are you just as would you be just as happy getting the 6 or 7 seed going into the playoffs next season?
I mean, we don't even know if the playoff format's going to be the same next year. So eventually they got to get rid of buys altogether. And they will. I mean, when they go to 16 teams, I don't think there's going to be any buys at that point because, they'll do 1 through 16 or whatever, and there won't be. So whether that's this year or next year, I don't know. But if we are going to stay at 12 for next year, um, I don't know. I mean, look, teams are going to want to win games. They're going to want to position themselves to be in the best spot possible. So rather the records now show 1-7 or not, they're still going to aim for that top seed because that's what you do as competitors, right? You try to win ball games. Either no buys or start the playoffs sooner. Probably eventually both of those things are going to happen anyway. So
I think that the season's drug on a little bit too long in general. They take, I think they take way too long to get all these bowl games done, especially to start the college playoff. I feel like so. Yeah, like you're saying, taking 3, 4 weeks off that definitely probably has an effect on how they're going to go out and play. But I mean, yeah, 1-7, 1-7 is definitely not great. This last game wasn't crazy close either. It seemed like Miami was pretty dominant, came out and just yeah, I mean, it just wasn't close from start to finish. A lot more physical. Defense was making a lot more plays, making it tough on them. But yeah, they'll and also like you were saying, the format's probably going to change a little bit. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I think that in the end they're gonna keep playing hard. But I don't think that a bye is what they're going to be thinking about at all. I think maybe they'll change like their strategy in those next 3 to 4 weeks, or the time gets cut a little bit closer when they change the format. But yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
Crazy week all around. I said this before, Josh, when you and I are talking, but one of these week breaks that teams are taking, why this has taken so long to get to the playoffs is because we got a whole ass week dedicated to the Army Navy game. That's insane. That's insane. I don't know that I've ever been like, all right, our Army Navy tonight, let's go. I can't wait. I mean, no, I've never done that. I've never done that.
come on, man, that's a big rivalry game. It needs some kind of special attention. Every there, maybe you not, but a lot of people do take that game serious. I think it had 7 or 8 million viewers this year or something like that. So I mean, it means a lot to people for that game to be played and be special. So, but
Yeah.
they got to eventually. They're gonna have to move the playoffs up because they can't be taking 3, 4 weeks. They can't have the season ending like I don't know what mid-January or whatever. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
All right.
And
So
not only that, because look, we got people transferring in the middle of the playoffs. I think I just saw a dude from Oregon. He's
Right.
leaving the team. He ain't gonna be in the playoffs no longer. Like
oh,
what?
I didn't know that. Is he a significant player?
He ain't. I don't think he's a starter, but I mean he got some playing time. I think he definitely had some stats on him. I think it was a defensive back. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, one of their players is he's transferring and he's not going to be with them the rest of the playoffs.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's
That's
insane.
crazy. Well, okay, so speaking of Oregon, I have a question because obviously we saw some crazy games, Brandon. You just talked about like Miami dominating Ohio State. What's a bigger surprise? Was it Miami dominating Ohio State or Texas Tech just not even showing up to the game against Oregon?
Man, both are tough.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, both are tough, man. I'd say I had said last week, Ohio State they weren't really dominating anyone throughout the season. So like if they were gonna win, I knew it would be somewhat close. Um, Miami, the way they went into A&M Stadium, got that win when A&M was looking so good. I mean, up until towards the end of the year, but um, they were looking pretty tough throughout the year. They went and got that win. So good for Miami. I mean, they went to Ohio State. Ohio State didn't look too tough, but I mean, I thought Texas Tech looked crazy strong last week. The way they were scoring relentlessly, and or the last game, the way they were just scoring relentlessly. They've been putting up tons of points. And then yeah, for them to come out and just not put up a field goal,
Not even offense
nothing.
didn't even
Like
show
yeah,
up.
yeah, it didn't show up at all. That was pretty wild. I'd say Oregon probably. Say I didn't expect them to be that dominant. Yeah, if I had to choose.
What do you think, Josh?
I agree. Yeah, I thought Tech was pretty dominant all year against their schedule. So I don't know if that says a lot about how bad the Big 12 is, or if it just says how good Oregon is, or like we were talking about, if it has a lot to do with the 3 or 4 week, or if it's a combination of all of those things. It might be a combination of all. I'm not sure. But yeah, I thought Tech was going to be better because they were so dominant against their schedule this year. But yeah, they laid a goose egg.
We did talk about this a little bit, me and Brandon, how because Brandon picked Oregon to win, and I think he had a point where Oregon has been here before. Dan Landing has been here before. This is all new territory for this Texas Tech team, right? Like going this far in these kind of games, this is fairly new to them. So, a couple, the long break with just maybe being outmatched, right? I think maybe that's a combination of it. I I don't want to think that the Big 12 is that bad that that by and large their best team cannot keep up with, the number two team in the Big Ten. I don't want to go there just yet, but it wasn't a good look. And yeah, look, I'm yeah, and again, right, Brandon, you called it too. Like we talked about it, Ohio State just wasn't dominant. So like this felt like
Right.
a team that could lose to anybody, but also win maybe. But yeah, Miami beating them the way he did, that was surprising, but they've obviously been on fire of late. So good for Miami, but man, Texas Tech just I mean, if it wasn't for their truly, if it wasn't for Texas Tech defense, that game would be 49-0. Like
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like good for Texas Tech's defense to pretend to make it look like somewhat of a game, even though it was never a game.
Yeah. Don't forget James Madison scored 31 against it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so does that say James Madison's better than Texas Tech?
Now, it says they're better than what people said they were, but I don't know
Yeah.
if it says they're better than Texas Tech. Probably not, but they at least scored and they moved the ball.
Okay. All right. So, okay, look, we're
And
down in
they're
the
getting all their players stolen from all these other schools now. So if it says something, shoot.
they did. They lost most of their
No, they lost the
roster.
whole damn team, bro. This is gone.
But then you have like the coaching change, like we posted on the Instagram. Iowa State, their head coach, Matt Campbell, he went to Penn State. He's the new coach there. He took 16 players from Iowa State to Penn State.
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
Yeah. It's good amount.
I mean,
He can fill
I
a
don't
squad
know.
pretty
I
quick with
don't know how good
16.
Penn State's going to be next year, but
Yeah.
if Penn State is not good, Iowa State is also not going to be good because
Okay.
they're down.
Yeah, I don't see any world where Iowa State's good next year. But Penn State might be. I like Campbell. I like the coach. So and he's gonna have more resources to work with at Penn State. So we'll see.
I like him too, but he just wasn't there. That he wasn't on the short list of coaches to hire. and because all
Yeah,
everybody
he
was locked
wasn't
up.
because Iowa State wasn't as dominant, but they were they were so Iowa State was a bad program for years, bro. He had them pretty solid he had them really good for a point, and then he still had them at least competitive throughout his time there.
Look, we're in the Final Four now, college football version, Final Four. We got Miami versus Ole Miss. That's gonna be a great game versus Indiana, and then Indiana versus Oregon, which is a rematch. Earlier in the season, Indiana won at Oregon, which is crazy, and they won by 10, I think, at Oregon.
Hmm.
Covering Oregon and Indiana first. What's the outcome?
For Oregon and Ole Miss, so everybody could shut up about them beating those G5 schools. But no, I like Indiana honestly. Oregon's probably got more talent, like raw NFL talent on the roster. But bro, I love Indiana's coach. I just love the way they play as a team. So if I'm gonna probably pick Indiana. I know they already played once and Indiana won, and it's hard to beat a team twice. But I think they got it this year. I think it's their year.
That's a tough one. I like how both teams are coming off of really dominant wins because I mean, yeah, Indiana opened up a can on Alabama last week. I mean, that was pretty that was pretty bad. They were flying around like crazy. They were playing a lot like Miami was, playing with the same intensity, defense especially. But um, yeah, I'd lean towards Indiana on Indiana, Oregon. When it comes to Ole Miss, Miami, I think Miami is hot. Like I think they're hot. Ole Miss, they got a great win last week. They played Georgia tough earlier in the year, but I'd have to go with Miami. Ride the hot hand. I think they're gonna go. I think they're gonna go in and get this dub too.
Yeah, I'll take Miami too. Ole Miss, man, their distractions keep piling up. Not only did they already have their head coach leave, now they got more assistant coaches going to LSU in the middle of this playoff run. They had so someone that was coaching last week is no longer going to be there. He's going to LSU too. So I don't even know how many coaches they'll have on the sideline this week. So
Well, I think they're keeping their offensive coordinator, which was a big one.
yeah, but they
Uh,
lost somebody. I don't know if it was a positional coach or
I don't,
I'm not
yes, I
sure.
did hear there was like upwards of six coaches that could potentially leave
Yeah,
after the Georgia game. But I don't know. I think, right? This is me not fully knowing that they might stay around after all, just because of all the pushback they've gotten. I don't know. I don't know. They could very well leave. I don't know.
yeah. Now I'm going for Ole Miss, but yeah, I'll take Miami too.
Ole Miss is just riding on such a FU Lane Kiffin train right now that that's the motivation to win. So it's so tricky, man. I don't know because Miami is playing better, but Ole Miss has such a deeper motivation to win. It's not it's in addition to the national championship, it's so much more.
That's
And
fair.
this feels tricky, man. This is really a toss up. Y'all both said Miami. I'm just gonna change it up and say Ole Miss. And say Ole Miss and Indiana. And look, Indiana. I know they played earlier in the season. They won by 10 at Oregon. I think this game will be 14 plus against Oregon.
Now you think they're gonna handle them like that?
Yeah, I do. I think Indiana is in a weird way. They're a better team than they were when they won by 10 at Oregon.
Yeah, they probably are.
Yeah, whatever the line is, take Indiana. So
I know it
yeah,
ain't 14, that's for sure.
no,
Yeah.
I don't think it's not double digits, but that's why I mean take Indiana. Give me the details with this college basketball. What's going on with people poaching college teams now poaching players from the NBA, and then
I mean,
why?
it's not exactly that, but it
Well,
might as well be, bro. It's
it might
pretty
as well be.
bad.
So tell me
You
what.
got so did y'all saw the story about name James Najee, the former NBA draft? I think he was the 31st overall pick in 2023 into the NBA. He never signed a contract. So there's the loophole. I guess Baylor gets around doing that, but it's unprecedented, So they're just using a loophole to sign a player that's already been he played overseas for like 4 years. I think he played in the NBA Summer League because there's photos of him going against Wembyamba or whatever. So the dude's played against high level players in high level settings. He just hasn't signed an NBA contract or been in the NBA, but he was a professional And not only are they just bringing him to Baylor, they're bringing him mid-season as if like this is some kind of mid-season free agent signing type thing. So they're using not only loopholes in the rules, but the fact that the NCAA can't enforce anything to go ahead and sign this guy. So I don't know, bro. It's pretty ugly, and it caused a big uproar on Twitter among the college basketball fandom. I guess a lot of people were pissed off about it, and it also caused other coaches to speak out against it, like Tom Izzo and a few other coaches. So yeah, it's just I mean it just speaks to where college athletics are right now. It's not very pretty. I don't think. I mean, not only look, not only are you bringing a dude on that's played professional basketball, you're bringing on mid-season. So one of your players that's been part of the rotation is no longer going to be part of the rotation because some professional basketball players now on your college basketball team. So it's pretty stupid, in my opinion. And I think they just need tighter rules, but you can't enforce rules until a lot of other stuff happens. So
It is a really weird little niche loophole. Yeah, so I saw um like they have to be under 19 when they start playing professionally. But as long as they're under 19 when they start playing professionally overseas, as long as it's not an NBA deal, yeah, they can go right back to college and play. Um for him to go and join the team mid-year, um, did play college basketball for some years. That'd be weird as hell if somebody just randomly joined the team in the middle of the year. That wasn't there. There's a whole lot that goes on preseason when you're meeting, where you're doing conditioning, where you're lifting. Um, like, I mean, months before the season even starts, and then somebody just pops in mid-season. And you know he's an ex-pro player, so it's you automatically are like, dude, so he's just gonna come in and take some playing time. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna mesh. I don't think it's gonna mesh at all, but um, yeah, I don't think it's a good move overall. I don't think it's like really ethical. They should be able to do something about it. They should change the rule, and like I don't see how that's gonna go well with the team in general. I feel like it's strange. Yeah.
Dude, like, so the issue, obviously Baylor, I guess I mean, they're the ones that uncovered this loophole, but it's not their fault, right? It's NCAA's fault for allowing this to happen and not enforcing anything and denying the ability to do this, right? Because they could have they could have axed this, from the get-go. But instead they were like, well, we don't have a rule in, so you can't do it, which I guess even then, right, Baylor could have possibly fought it. Um,
yeah,
but
that would have happened. That would have happened. But not only that, I mean, they did come out and say something. They said that they're not going to allow players that have signed NBA contracts to play college basketball. That was like after all this uproar and stuff happened. But so that was their little statement they made on Twitter or wherever they send their statements off to. But yeah, I don't know, man.
so I mean, where do you cap it at? Like, I mean, I think because you can't. I remember them when I think when you sign an agent, you're officially in previous years pre NIL. When you
Mm,
sign an agent, you're officially removing yourself from having college access,
yeah,
NCAA access.
yeah.
But
I'm
now
not exactly
because
sure
now with
how
the
they
NIL, you almost have to have an agent.
have an agent. Yeah,
So that eliminates that. But I mean, declaring for the NBA draft, I don't
being
know.
drafted,
Yeah,
being drafted. He was
yeah,
drafted.
he was drafted in the second round.
I think that should be the end of it, right? I don't know. Seems like it.
Probably, yeah.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
there's only a couple of rounds in the NBA draft. So yeah, if you get drafted, that's a big deal. That's
That's
not
only
very many
two.
people
There's
at
two
all.
rounds. That's
Right.
There's
it.
two rounds, yeah. So yeah, you shouldn't be able to just go right back. Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
And he was drafted 31. So that's either what, like the last pick in the draft or in the first round or the first pick of the second round somewhere. I don't know if there's 30 or 31. I think there's 30 teams. So probably the first pick of the second round.
So he was pick one in the second round.
Jeez,
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro, you know how crazy that sounds?
It's pretty insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're a few months away, but dude, I feel like March Madness will be here in no time. Like we're already in conference play in college basketball, which is crazy.
Yeah. It sneaks up on it every year because, people are still paying a lot of attention to football and whatnot. And then, boom, basketball's halfway through the season or whatever. So yeah, it comes fast.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I haven't really been paying attention, other than my Longhorns kind of stinking it up lately.
Are
But
they bad this year?
they're not bad. They're just like they're just not really. They're
What's their
not.
record?
They lost tonight, so I think they're 9-6 and 0-2 in conference play.
Ooh, that 0-2. That's not good.
Yeah, one of this, so they lost a home game against Mississippi State, and probably not a great basketball team.
No,
And
that's
then
not.
they just lost on the road at Tennessee, which is a ranked team. But I don't know, man. The SEC, they're pretty decent in college basketball. So college basketball loves themselves them small schools. Does Texas State have any shot of making the big dance this year?
We're like basically what Texas is to the SEC. That's what Texas State is to the Sun Belt. They're like not terrible, but they're not good either. That's yeah. They're I think they're oh, what is their record right now? I think they're 9-7 and 2-2 in conference or something like that. Just mid, just mid,
Just
bro.
hanging around.
Yeah. So no,
Oh
not,
boy.
but we'll see. I mean, as long as they're not terrible, I watch, I pay attention. But realistically, this bro, and next year, whew, it's gonna be ugly, ugly. We're playing Gonzaga and San Marcos. We'll be playing San Diego State and San Marcos, getting just whooped. Unless they get a whole new roster. I don't know, man. Yeah, so they're mid for the Sun Belt. If they were already in the Pac-12, they'd be at the very bottom of the barrel.
Well, I mean, you got to think maybe recruiting will change that going into the Pac-12.
Yes, yes. There, we should see. We shall see. That should be. It'll be an interesting off season for sure.
Well, I guess it'll change for everybody though, recruiting. For everybody new going into the Pac-12, like a San Diego State.
Well, all of them already. I mean, the Mountain West is already a high level conference. They usually send 3 or 4 teams to the tournament every year from the Mountain West. So the Mountain West as a basketball conference is solid. The only one that's really upgrading is Texas State as far as basketball conferences go. Because I mean, Gonzaga is going to do what Gonzaga does. And then those Mountain West schools, I mean, they're already in a solid conference. Boise, San Diego State, Utah State, Colorado State. They were all in the tournament last year, I think. So those teams will do what they do. Texas State, they're obviously upgrading conferences big time. They're going to have to invest, and yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
That was fun college talk.
Well,
Obviously we'll keep an eye out, see what happens with the old boy from Baylor, if he makes any noise for them, if they do anything, or if he just
Maybe he'll get drafted again. How does that
yeah.
work?
what if he got drafted again by the Knicks again? Wasn't it the Knicks
How'd
that
that
drafted
work?
him? Yeah, can you
Go through
imagine
the
being
draft? Can you
drafted
go through the
twice?
draft twice? I don't know.
Probably, yeah, probably Pistons. Yeah.
Oh, Pistons drafted him.
Yeah. Pistons
What if
drafted
Pistons were
him.
like, yeah, let's get that dude from Baylor.
Yeah, yeah. We'll go ahead and grab him again. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Yeah, 31st pick. Yeah, confirmed. Officially
Oh
confirmed.
man.
That's insane.
Well, we'll keep an eye out on that one. We'll especially keep an eye out on the Final Four that's happening here. Um, Super pumped for that. Those are gonna be good. Those are gonna be some really good games. But look, man, next time we'll reconvene, we'll be talking about the national championship, and it's always bittersweet because it's exciting to talk about, but then it's also the last college football game of the season. So. It'll be fun, man. It'll be fun. But boys, it's been fun. Fun talking all the college sports. Obviously, we'll get more on the docket. Ruben, Josh, Brandon, been fun. Like and subscribe. Follow, notification bells, all that jazz, all the 9 yards, whatever I'm missing. But we'll catch you guys on the next episodes.
Peace.
Peace.